Shalom, and welcome to Bible Stories Network channel. I am a man who once knew great prosperity and joy, but fate, or perhaps something greater, had a different plan for me. I invite you to witness my journey through unimaginable suffering, a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the unwavering power of faith. Have you ever experienced the pain of losing everything you hold dear? I have. My name is Job, and this is the story of how my life took a devastating turn. I was a wealthy and influential man, residing in the land of Uz. My possessions included a vast flock of sheep, numerous camels, oxen and donkeys, as well as a multitude of servants. I was also blessed with a large family of 7 sons and 3 daughters. I lived a life that honored God, avoiding evil at every turn. Being a devoted father, I made sure my children received purification whenever they held feasts and celebrations. I offered sacrifices for them, concerned that they might have unintentionally sinned and displeased God. One fateful day, while my children were enjoying a feast at the home of my eldest son, messengers began to arrive, bearing terrible news. The first told of a raid by the Sabaeans, who had stolen my oxen and donkeys and slaughtered my servants. Before I could even process this devastating loss, another messenger arrived with the horrifying news that fire from the heavens had consumed my sheep and servants. A third messenger arrived, bringing even more devastating news. The Chaldeans had attacked, stealing my camels and killing more of my servants. The final blow came with the 4th messenger, who revealed the unthinkable. My sons and daughters, gathered together for a celebration, had been killed when a powerful wind caused their house to collapse. I was shattered. The weight of these losses was too much to bear. Overcome with grief, I tore my clothes and shaved my head, collapsing to the ground in agony. My worst fears had come true. In my despair, I sat among the ashes, scratching my skin with a piece of broken pottery. In this moment of utter desolation, my own wife turned against me. "Why are you still trying to be righteous?" she asked, urging me to curse God and embrace death. But I couldn't bring myself to blame God for the tragedies that had befallen me. I believed that life's blessings and hardships both come from the same source. Even in the face of unimaginable suffering, I refused to turn my back on my faith. Please like this video and subscribe to the Bible Stories Network channel for more content like this. When my friends Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar heard about my misfortunes, they came to offer their condolences. Seeing my state, they were overwhelmed with grief, weeping and mourning alongside me for 7 days. Their silent empathy provided some comfort during those dark days. But as my pain deepened, I couldn't help but question my existence. I cursed the day I was born, wondering why life is bestowed upon those who suffer, those who yearn for death. I questioned God's purpose in allowing such pain and misery. Overwhelmed by despair, I felt my life slipping away. My spirit was broken and my future seemed bleak. I saw nothing but darkness ahead, surrounded by those who mocked my suffering. In my anguish, I cried out to God, begging for relief and understanding. But my friends, while well-intentioned, offered little solace. They believed my suffering was a punishment for some hidden sin, urging me to confess and repent. Their words, however, failed to address the depth of my pain and confusion. Eliphaz, the eldest of my friends, believed that my suffering was a direct consequence of some hidden sin I had committed. He urged me to seek God's forgiveness, hoping it would alleviate my pain. Bildad and Zophar echoed this sentiment, convinced that my misfortunes were divine retribution for wrongdoing. They even suggested that my children had brought their fate upon themselves. Zophar, in particular, became increasingly harsh in his judgment. He questioned my integrity, accusing me of mocking God and claiming to be blameless. He wished for God to reveal my supposed sins and expose my hypocrisy. According to him, the path to redemption lay in repenting and turning away from evil, which would lead to restoration and peace. However, their assumptions were deeply misguided. I had always lived a life of integrity, shunning evil and fearing God. Their accusations felt like a betrayal, adding insult to injury. Their words, meant to comfort, only deepened my pain. Frustrated and weary, I retorted, pointing out the flaws in their arguments. I questioned their wisdom and their understanding of God's justice. Despite my righteousness, I had become a laughingstock in their eyes. I longed to present my case to God directly, to plead my innocence and seek answers. But my friends continued to twist the truth and misrepresent my character, deepening the rift between us. Even if it costs me my life, I will continue to trust in God. I am determined to defend myself before Him, confident that my innocence will be revealed. No one who has turned away from God would dare face Him like I will. I have prepared my case, and I am certain I will be vindicated. If there are any accusations against me, let them be spoken, or else let me die in peace. I ask only two things from God: to remove His hand of affliction from me, and to stop terrifying me with His power. Then I will gladly answer any questions He has, or even initiate the conversation myself. I want to know what wrongs I have committed, what sins I have hidden in my heart. I am ready to face Him, but why does He hide His face and treat me like an enemy? I feel trapped and watched, my every move scrutinized. The pain and injustice of this situation have filled me with bitterness and fear. It is unbearable to witness evil people prosper while the innocent suffer. I yearn to confront God and express my grievances, but I cannot find Him anywhere. I declared to my friends, as long as I live, I will maintain my innocence. I will not utter falsehoods or concede to your accusations. My conscience is clear, and I will cling to my integrity until my dying breath. Eventually, God intervened. Defending yourself in such dire circumstances is no easy task. My suffering wasn't just emotional. It was a multifaceted torment. Physically, I was covered in painful sores, exhausted and weak. Socially, I was ostracized, shunned and mocked by those who once knew me. Mentally, I grappled with the agonizing question of why, searching for reasons in a past that offered no answers. The most profound pain, however, was spiritual. I felt utterly disconnected from God, a separation that amplified all my other sufferings. The absence of His presence was an ache, deeper than any physical ailment. Finally, after countless pleas, God responded. But it wasn't the conversation I expected. Instead of answers, He challenged me with questions about creation, about His power and majesty. He reminded me of my insignificance compared to the vastness of the universe He had created. Humbled by this encounter, I realized the limitations of my understanding. I had questioned things beyond my comprehension, matters too wondrous for me to grasp. With newfound humility, I acknowledged my unworthiness and repented for my doubts. God continued, describing the mighty behemoth, a creature so powerful that only He could control it. This further emphasized my own limitations and the vastness of God's creation. Overwhelmed by this divine revelation, I humbled myself before God, recognizing the error of my ways. I had spoken out of ignorance and questioned things I couldn't possibly understand. In that moment I repented, realizing my own insignificance in the grand scheme of things. God, while acknowledging my innocence, also rebuked my friends for their misguided accusations. He commanded them to offer sacrifices and seek my forgiveness. In these encounters with God, amidst the storms of my life, I learned a profound lesson. I am but a small part of a much larger universe, governed by a wisdom that surpasses human understanding. Questioning God's actions was not my place. In the end, my faith was rewarded. My fortunes were restored, and I received double the blessings I had before. My family and friends rallied around me, offering comfort and support, and God, in His infinite wisdom, blessed the latter part of my life even more abundantly than the first. Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the Bible Stories Network channel for more content like this. God bless you as you do so.